Good morning, students. Today, we are going to see about a political system different from Indian system. In India, we are following parliamentary system. There is another system of government named presidential system of government. In the parliamentary system of government, the prime minister is important. The president is only titular head. The head of the country and the head of the executive, the government is different. Two persons are there. But when we enter into another system of government, that is presidential system of government, the head of the country and the head of the executive is same. This system is existing at present in United States of America. We know the election to the American presidential post is to take place on 3rd November. Joe Biden, the Democratic presidential candidate, and Mr. Donald Trump, the existing president of Republican Party, are contesting the elections. So the American system, the president is the head of the country as well as the head of the executive. He is elected by an electoral college. We say he is rather directly elected because the members who have to elect him are elected by the people. Only their responsibility is to elect the president. Okay. That is, the electoral college will be formed after the elections on 3rd. And 10th of November itself, they will gather together at Washington and elect the president. So that is big, but those who are elected, they don't change their stand. They will belong to that political party and they will elect the president. Details we'll study in 10th class at American presidential system. We are not going much. I'm just informing you about a system of government. The presidents all over the world are not always nominal executives. In India, it is like this. Like in Indian system, we have got a British system or Japanese system. Everywhere, the titular head. Even in Nepal also. But if you go to Sri Lanka, things are different. If you go to France, things are different. There also prime minister as well as the president is there. So there are different countries are having different kinds of systems. The best example of parliamentary system of government is British or Japan, we can say. Most of other countries are having the presidential system of government. If you go to America, South Africa or America, most of the countries are following the system of presidential system of government. So he is the head of the state as well as the head of the government. That is the speciality of the presidential system of government. The president is the head of the state as well as the head of the government. As head of the government in India is a prime minister, head of the state is a president. In America, both are clubbed together in one person, the president. He is the both. This system first was introduced in America. When Americans got independence, they wanted a different system other than that was existing in England. So they found out this kind of system and they incorporated that system in the Constitution of America. So that is the most famous presidential system of government exists in America. The president of USA is the most known example of it. The USA president is directly elected by the people. I have told you the procedure of election of the president. He personally chooses and appoints all the ministers. That is different. In Indian system, The Prime Minister recommends the names of the ministers and President appoints. But in American system, the President selects and appoints. The President is a person who gives oath and President is the person who decides everything. Appointment is done by the President. And in American system, the cabinet ministers are not equal with the President. And he can select ministers from any political party. It is not compulsory that they must belong to the ruling party that exists. In India, the Prime Minister has to select the ministers from his own party or the parties which is supporting. The party which opposes him cannot be selected as ministers. The lawmaking is done in India by Parliament. There also the Parliament of USA, it is known as the Congress. The Congress makes the law. But any law that is made by the Parliament, if President feels unhappy with it, he can veto it. He can say that the law will not become, the bill that is passed by the Parliament will not become a law because he has to sign. In India, the President can send back the bill for reconsideration, but in America, if President vetoes the bill, even if second time the Parliament passes the bill, the President is not bound to sign it. He can veto the bill. That is the American presidential power. In India, the President has no choice. If the second time the bill is passed, the President has to sign it and the bill becomes a law. No option is left with the President of India. If he feels so much, he has to resign. He cannot say, I will not sign, because if he says he will not sign, he goes against the Constitution. So he can be impeached. So in American system, it doesn't happen. The President can say, I will not sign the law or the bill that is passed by the Parliament. It is known as a veto power. That is the difference between American President and Indian President. The President does not need support of the majority of members in the Congress. Now election is taking place. If the Trump wins the election, then it is not necessary majority members in the House of Representatives or American Senate should belong to his own political party. They can be opposite party also. No problem for him. But in India, the lower house, that is a parliament, should have majority MPs who support the cabinet and prime minister. So that differences are there. In American presidential term is fixed 4 years. Some countries may have 5 years. Okay, it is not this one. South Africa is having 5 years. France is having 5 years. So they'll have 5 years. But French presidential system is little different than American system. Okay. He has fixed tenure of 4 years and completes it even if his party does not have a majority in the Congress. If the Congress members or if he is the next president, I told you already, Trump, if Joe Biden is elected also. Majority members in House of Senate or House of Representatives, both the place, if majority are from the Republican Party, Joe Biden has no problem. He can continue as the president. But in India, if majority members are not belonging to the Prime Minister has to resign. No chance for him to remain in power if majority members are against the Prime Minister. That's a constitutional setup. This model is followed in most of the countries of Latin America, means South America. Many of the ex-Soviet Union, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, like that countries are Azerbaijan, all these countries are following the system. Even Russia also is following that system. Given the centrality of the president, the system of government is called the presidential form of government. He is the president. Parliament is not important. The president is most important, powerful figure there. Everything is decided by the president. But there is a check on president by the Senate. All his actions, Some action should be approved and accepted by the Senate. Simply, he cannot do whatever he likes. There's a check on him by the Senate. We follow the British model, the parliamentary supreme. Therefore, our system is called the parliamentary system of government, and the American system is called the presidential system of government. Okay, so thus the presidential system and the parliamentary system. Okay, I hope you understood. Thank you very much.